There have been very few problems. Leave it the way it is. North Carolina, what they're going through with all of the business.
Yeah, this is when Trump was woke. Okay, calm down. This is when Trump was woke in 2016 when he was pro-trans. He was a chaser, and then what is it called? Was it Barbies? Like a beautiful trans baddie actually curved him, and his life. Oh, dolls, not Barbies. A doll curved him, and he became incredibly angry at trans people. He was already a chaser. And then when he got curved by a doll, everything changed for him. You know what I mean?
Moved quickly to replace former Congressman Matt Gaetz after he withdrew as nominee for Attorney General, replacing him with former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi. Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Carl's at Mar-a-Lago with the latest on that. Good morning, John.
Where'd you get that scarf? I got it at the DNC. There was a member of the uncommitted movement that was at the DNC that gave it to me.
Good morning, George. With Donald Trump's new pick to be Attorney General, Trump is showing once again that among the top qualifications he is seeking for his cabinet is personal loyalty. Just hours after former Congressman Matt Gaetz dropped his embattled bid to be Attorney General, Donald Trump had a new choice to run the Justice Department: former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, a Trump loyalist sometimes seen on stage at Trump rallies.
President Trump has been out there fighting for us non-stop. And if he's out there fighting for us, we're going to fight for him.
In announcing his choice, Trump praised Bondi as a smart and tough America First fighter, pledging she will, quote, refocus the DOJ to its intended purpose of fighting.
Dude, Trump literally went from Matt Gaetz, who was going to be loyal to him, obviously above all else, to a person who he literally paid to be his lawyer. Like, I mean, we already knew that he was going to pick someone. He was going to go for the loyalty pick, but like, it is pretty funny. I mean, this is like, I'll just say it like this. Institutional norm defenders freak out over this, but like, I mean, you know, JFK did something similar too, right? It's just something that people do. Okay? Don't you always pay lawyers? I'm just saying, like, someone who he paid to engage in legal defense for him. Qatari Cat, thank you for the 100 gifted subs. Holy shit. God damn. We're in the pocket of Qatar, ladies and gentlemen. You already know. You already know we're in the pocket of big Oilers. We got Qatar in the building. Also, chatters talking about how, like, don't you always pay your lawyers? If you're Donald Trump, no, you don't always pay your lawyers. Okay?
Crime and making America safe again. Bondi served as Florida's Attorney General from 2011 to 2019, a tenure not without controversy, including her decision to pass on a case against Trump University shortly after receiving a donation from the Trump Foundation. But both Trump and Bondi deny any wrongdoing. After Joe Biden won the 2020 presidential election, Bondi backed Trump's false claims of election fraud. More recently, she has worked as a lobbyist and a registered foreign agent. Among her past clients, the government of Qatar. Perhaps most importantly to Trump, she's been a loyal member of his inner circle for years now, joining him on the campaign trail back in 2016.
I can tell you firsthand, when it comes to law and order, you know I don't mess around, and neither does Donald Trump.
You know who else is not messing around? Stop giving a sheet. Who just gifted 50 gifted subs. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And serving on Trump's
I don't know why big gifties are rolling in. And I didn't realize that this would be the case since I stopped running ads. But motherfuckers have been oiling. Motherfuckers have been juicing, okay? And I thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, it's the discount. Oh, that's probably why. God damn. Nice. Okay. Shouts out. Shouts out. Final Round Brewing, thank you for the 5. Kuzmat, thank you for the 5. Also, Kai hit a $500,000. Yeah, I saw.
Legal team during his first impeachment trial.
They threw due process, fundamental fairness, and our Constitution out the window in the House proceedings. That's why we're here.
Bondi's nomination comes after her fellow Florida Republican Matt Gaetz bowed out, withdrawing his bid amid allegations he used drugs and paid young women for sex. Sources tell ABC that one of the women also testified to the House Ethics Committee that she saw Gaetz having sex with a 17-year-old girl. Gaetz denies all of the allegations. Gaetz is out, but there is renewed scrutiny on some of Trump's other nominees, especially Pete Hegseth, a Fox News weekend anchor and Army veteran, Trump's choice for defense secretary.
We welcome the opportunity to talk to any senator that wants to talk to us.
Hegseth has been meeting with Republican senators, making his case to be defense secretary. He now faces scrutiny over past allegations of sexual misconduct, accused of sexually assaulting a woman in 2017, allegations he denies, saying it was consensual. In a recently released police report, a woman who met Hegseth at a conservative women's conference in 2017 told authorities he cornered her in a hotel room, took her phone, and blocked the door with his body, preventing her from leaving. She said he sexually assaulted her and that she remembered saying no a lot.
The matter was fully investigated.
I didn't know the body blocking move. That's crazy.
And I was completely cleared, and that's where I'm going to leave it.
But according to the report, the police recommended the case be forwarded to a local district attorney for review and possible prosecution. Although Hegseth was never charged with a crime. But his attorney says he later paid a settlement to the woman to keep her from going public with the allegations because he feared they would hurt his career as a television anchor. Several Republicans have expressed support for Hegseth's nomination, and one seemed to brush aside the allegations in the police report.
You can read the report yourself. If you read it, you can clearly see that it was two people flirting with each other.
Well, it also said she couldn't get out of the room.
Well, that's one person's opinion.
Hegseth did not deny this when asked, by the way. Did you sexually assault a woman in Monterey, California? I have, as far as the media is concerned, it's very simple. The matter was fully investigated and I was completely cleared, and that's where I'm going to leave it. God damn, he almost fucking popped off and was like, yeah, that's right, I did that shit.
For granted, and we welcome the opportunity to talk to any senator that wants to talk to us.
Did you sexually assault a woman in Monterey, California?
I have, as far as the media is concerned, I'll keep this very simple. The matter was fully investigated, and I was completely cleared, and that's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you very much.
Hasan, what do you think the point of specifically picking rapists is? There was always psycho picks who aren't rapists, but Trump always insists on the rapists. Is it just supposed to be a fuck you to women? I don't think it's a deliberate fuck you to women. I don't think this is like Me Too backlash or anything like that. I think because that's kind of how like people have been presenting it. I think it's just that these guys happen to be that way and also be massively loyal to Donald Trump. You know? Also, it's Donald Trump. Like he's Mr. Grab him by the pussy. He's fucking the person who has at least like in a civil litigation been found guilty of sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll. Like it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this is a thing he cares about, but I don't think it's in the forefront of his mind. Like, mine's type beat, right? Doesn't want to have people around who will call him out. I don't think a lot of the other men in his cabinet are going to call him out for that sort of behavior anyway. Like, I think this is not like intentional. Like, he's not going at. I mean, I get why it comes across as like deliberate. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what the fuck? Every cabinet member has some kind of like sexual assault allegation. Like, what the fuck's going on? You're like, this has got to be deliberate at this point. And it's like, I don't think it's deliberate. I think it's just like, that is just how Trump loyalists are, you know? Many of them in positions of power happen to have these sorts of incidents in their past. Does that make sense? Like in the state of Florida, if you want to be a legislator, you have to get a DUI. If you want to be a part of the Trump cabinet, like, you know, having some sexual assaults under your, in your past certainly doesn't hurt and maybe even helps you, you know? But it's more of a birds of a feather flock together type situation rather than like deliberately picking rapist people, like to put together the greatest rape squad of all time. Like that's not, I don't think that's what he's trying to do. I've been trying to get you to watch this history on that question topic. History of teacher on how authoritarians, fascists appoint members of their cabinet. What is this?
Political philosopher Hannah Arendt writes that fascists in power will, quote, invariably replace all first-rate talents with those crackpots and fools whose ignorance and lack of creativity is still a better guarantee of their loyalty, end quote. Fascism as an ideology might be easily understood as a sort of blind reactionary thinking, just this endless retaliation against real and imagined enemies, pursuing the end of the true people having absolute authority. But they do have to govern, and most of the acts of governing are boring, bureaucratic, paper-pushing tasks. Well, Arendt's quote in Origins of Totalitarianism is in reference to the problems baked into a fascist structure at the foundational level, at the hiring and firing of boring bureaucrats level. And what we mean by this is that loyalty...
Bro, looks like he teaches the fuck out of AP US history. Yeah.
is the only real trait that is rewarded in a fascist system. Demonstrating instant obedience to orders and endless sycophancy to one's immediate supervisor.
Hasan Piper, yo, it's the terrorist supporter. What's up, you clown chump ass dude defending his comrades / cousins? Please don't ban this guy. Mods, we got a new pet. Yo, what's up, dumbass? Yeah, I bet you love defending your cousins who are doing terrorism overseas, dog.
Is the fastest way to get a job, fastest way to get promoted. And the way will be clear for you as opponents of the regime lose their jobs.
Yeah, I do pipe them. Yeah, don't pussies. A bunker for you, pussy. Yeah. Hell yeah, dog. I do lay pipe. I fucked your mom and your dad.
Almost immediately after the regime takes power. What this means in practice is that potentially competent bureaucrats who are good at the paper-pushy, boring jobs are in constant competition with party ideologues who see it as some devoted...
Yes. Fascists obviously value loyalty above everything else because there's a lot of institutional control that they must enact. And the only way to get that agenda across is if you have these rabid sycophants, okay? You have to have rabid sycophants in positions of power. That's it.
Trump has named 4 nominees now to the Justice Department. All 4 of them have worked in some way as his personal lawyer. There's Pam Bondi. She represented Trump in his first impeachment trial. The number 2 and 3 positions nominees for those at the Justice Department worked to represent him in his criminal trial in New York. And the position of Solicitor General, that nominee argued the case for Trump before the Supreme Court on...
Yo, yeah, where is Alina Hubba? Where is Alina Hubba, dude? That's our RGB gamer queen.
presidential immunity. So all four, Michael, have worked as Trump's personal lawyers. Now he wants them to work over at the Justice Department.
Yeah, it seems like he has a lot of personal relationships with everyone he's have joining him. And John, we're still watching for more cabinet picks from the president-elect, including Treasury Secretary.
Yeah, Treasury's the last big one to come, and we expected a decision on this days ago. Trump has interviewed the finalists, there's four of them, several times. I am told that there is a major disagreement that has broken out among the transition over who they think Trump should pick. It's been described by one Trump advisor as a knife fight, but of course, Michael, ultimately this decision will be one person and one person's to make alone, and that's Donald Trump.
All right, we want to start with that breaking news. President-elect Donald Trump's sentencing for his May.
Oh, the hush money case sentencing delayed for the third time since the guilty verdict. All of the American instruments of justice are caving and capitulating to the Trump fascist dictatorship. It's great. It's fantastic. America is in the shitter. America is in the toilet. Democrats once again lost the race to a guy and a party that does not care about institutions whatsoever. And they lost it in the funniest way possible by saying, but we care about the institutions when these guys don't. And it's like, yeah, well, good luck with those institutions. All right. Have fun with that. They're gone. They're done.
A criminal conviction has once again been delayed. Now, this is the third time sentencing has been pushed back since Donald Trump was found guilty for his role in a cover-up of a hush money payment. CBS News legal contributor Caroline Polisi joining us now for more on this. What do you make of this decision by this judge, Caroline? This is the third time they made this decision to delay it.
That's right, Liz. I think we all sort of saw the writing on the wall. It's just now that we know definitively that the sentence will be adjourned. What's happening now is really what both parties had agreed to. Remember, we heard from Alvin Bragg's office last week, really previewing that the Trump team was wanting to put forward this motion to dismiss, acknowledging that there are serious considerations to take into account now that Trump is president-elect, while also balancing this idea that he has been convicted of 34 felony counts. They noted that they would oppose this motion to dismiss, but that they were willing to put the sentencing on hold for the interest of justice. We got a lot more ahead before we can get to sentencing. Two motions. One, the Judge Merchan will need to decide on this. The most recent motion to dismiss, the Trump team has until December 2nd to file that. Alvin Bragg's office will respond by December 9th. And then we have Merchan needing to decide the Supreme Court immunity issue that Trump's team put forth, saying this entire thing needs to be tossed out. So we have to get those two issues off the table before we can even think about going to sentencing.
How does the judge's decision today to delay this indefinitely, does that impact Trump's other legal cases?
No, not at all. Look, the issue in the motion to dismiss here has to do with constitutional principles having to do with separation of powers and issues in the Constitution, really an idea of sort of a unitary executive that the president, and they're saying the president-elect now, should not have to face criminal prosecution while in office or in this pre-election period. Now, that's the issue that Jack Smith in the federal cases is grappling with right now, and why, in fact, he's winding down those federal cases. They're going to go away, basically, because we do have these principles that the Office of Legal Counsel has said a sitting president can't be prosecuted federally. And then that Georgia case has been sort of, in the background there for a while. The appeals court in Georgia just took that calendar date off the schedule. There are issues with that prosecution as well. So we're seeing really all of these prosecutions floundering.
Donald Trump takes the oath of office on January 20th. How likely do you think that this particular case is going to get thrown out?
Oh, thrown out, that I don't know. There are a lot of issues, and trust me, Trump will appeal these issues until the end. He's not going to sort of take this lightly. He has another appellate issue wanting to remove this case to federal court. I suspect he would not want to move forward with any sentencing. He will make many arguments to say why they shouldn't move forward with sentencing prior to the election, to him being sworn in. It could take place prior, and then they could hold it in abeyance essentially throughout those 4 years for him to serve it thereafter. But there are issues with that as well. So I think, we're likely to see a lot more litigation about this case play out prior to January 20th.
Does anything change once President-elect Trump officially becomes president? I mean, I think a lot of people are curious. Is it possible he could pardon himself? Is that even possible with this case?
It's not possible for this case. It is possible for the federal cases, but that won't be necessary because we know that Jack Smith is winding those down. Likely he will want to have those dismissed without prejudice prior to Trump taking office. But no, he cannot.
How many dummies out there think Republicans would drop charges ahead of a Democrat coming in? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That would never fucking happen in a million years. And, I mean, Republicans will literally point to all of the quote unquote lawfare that happened under the Biden regime to enact whatever their political agenda is and purposefully continue going after the Democrats even harder. As the Democrats fucking literally, as the Democrats just, kiss the ring and say, yes, sir, please, sir, may I have some more punishment, sir? Okay. Hasanabi Dread, thank you for the 5 community gift to subs. So, it ain't happening. Hello, echo chamber. Doesn't this imply that you are, that this is not an echo chamber if you're in here? Why do we have more weirdos in the chat today? What's going on? Did something new happen that I'm unaware of? Fox News Plus Friday. Dan Saltman was permabanned. Yeah. But that was yesterday. Also, he doesn't have motion like that. I think it's a slow news day for drama pervs because a lot of streamers are playing classic WoW. Oh. Because Ethan and Lonerbox posting more Islamophobic slop. Whoa. XQC made a video on you. Just here to see what nonsense you come up with today. Yeah, nonsense like the International Criminal Court is finally applying the letter of the law to war criminals like Benjamin Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant. What a nonsensical position from me. XQC made a video on you? This is funny. I'm sure he had fantastic opinions. Very well. Be nice. They finally finished reading the Fox article. Yeah. Pomey 21, thank you for the 50 gifted subs and another 10 before that. You should play this video. What is this? Cry harder. Oh, you fucking Nazi. Cry harder. You fucking Nazi piece of shit. Here, I got another one for you. Oh, suck my fucking Turkish cock, bitch. Imagine a world where eggs the Hasan head. Yeah.